Guys, Nichols here with me. I'm going to just break down what I'm using for the pre-workout for my first ever MURPH, but a couple things I just want to touch on first. That being, of course, the whole meaning of Memorial Day and this weekend, and the fact that we have the freedom to do the things that we do each and every day. That being something along the lines of a MURPH style workout. Any kind of workout that's going to cause pain, that's going to cause stress, that you're going to want to quit, we have the opportunity to even be in a position to get better, to really want to quit, to have that option. That if we really wanted to, we could quit, we could stop. The men and women that are no longer here didn't have that option. So when you're having your cookouts, when you're having your party, when you have that extra long weekend, if you do, just keep that in mind. All right, it's not that you have to do anything extra. Just be mindful of why you get to do the things you get to do. But with that being said, like I touched on in my story this morning, one thing I said in the very beginning when I first heard of the MURPH, I'm like, oh, it's a crazy workout. It's kind of the same reaction I get now when I tell someone about it. But it's like, I was so sure I would never do it. Just because I don't do those kind of movements. Like, I do more bodybuilding style workouts. I don't do endurance style training. And, you know, I sat there though, and initially I was like, well, if I ever did the MURPH, I'd have to do it with like strict form pull-ups, like full reps, no kipping, which again, nothing against people that do that. That's respectable. But it's just not a movement that I do, not a movement that I practice, and I want to be able to do 100 pull-ups with a vest. And I'm like, I'll never be able to do that though. But if I did do a MURPH, that's how I'd want to do it. Fast forward maybe a year and a half, 2 years from then, and I've been training for it the last few months, realizing that I actually can do the 100 pull-ups, the 200 push-ups, the 300 squats. I've ran a 5K with a vest. Like, I know I can do these things, so it's really about just putting it all together today. And I'm really excited. So that's kind of where that came from this morning, of talking on my story about the aspect of if you say you'll never do something, but if you did do it, you would do it this way, you're probably going to do it. So just start thinking about it, start preparing for it, and recognize it's going to happen. But getting my pre-workout ready for the first ever MURPH. I've been practicing for it. I've been doing things very similar to it. I've pretty much completed a MURPH all but the first mile. I did a half mile just because. But yeah, I'm excited for it. So a couple things I'm using. I'm going to be using Enduraformance by First Form. 2 scoops of it. Mainly because it's going to be a long workout. And I want good blood flow. I want basically a good pump, but not one that's going to get in the way. Because, for instance, like I've done some certain workouts where I took Project 1 and decided, oh, I'm going to do like a bunch of like high reps, high intensity. That pump gets in the way. The higher caffeine content is pretty insane. And Enduraformance is stim free, and that pump's not going to get in your way, which is freaking awesome. But I am going to stack that with 1 scoop of Megawatt, because I want some caffeine. I want to be thinking clearly and all of that, but I don't want to be going crazy. So 150 milligrams natural caffeine, some nootropics. I'll be in a good spot. It's funny. When I'm not live and I have Megawatt, I never cough. Weird. Just trying to get me again. So I'm going to also add in some EAAs since I'm not eating right before the MURPH. I want to go on a relatively more empty stomach since breakfast. So this is really just going to help buffer that muscle breakdown. You know, because I'll be at this for roughly about an hour and a half. The goal is sub 120, but I got to get it under 124. That's the non-negotiable. I want to get it in under 80 minutes. You know, it takes me longer because of those strict form pull-ups, but still hit a really good time last practice to where I would have hit it in that 120. And then just for a little extra carbohydrates in the system, I'm going to throw in a half scoop of Ignition, just a rapid absorbing carbohydrates, some extra electrolytes, vitamins, minerals. Make sure my body has everything it needs. And yeah, we're going to get after it. Already got the necklace off because I don't want anything bouncing around as I'm going, but yeah, pretty ready for it. Got everything ready here. Got an extra section for my vest, so I can put some more patches on there. So I'm bringing Teammate 2Y with me today. Pretty freaking stoked. So I'm going to throw this in the fridge, finish prepping a couple things in the bag, and I'd imagine somewhere around 10:30 Eastern, probably going at it for the first MURPH. So if you guys are hitting yours today, whether it's a scaled MURPH, full MURPH, whatever it is, if you share it to your stories, if you make posts, feel free to tag me, feel free to send it to me. I'd love to cheer you on, gas you up, and just support however I can. So get out there, kill it however you do today. And as I tell my team all the time, win the day, make yourselves proud, and continue to raise the standard. I'll catch you guys later.